Hello everyone and welcome back to TTUB Tabletop Unboxing. I'm your host, the Board Game Nerd, and today we're going to be playing a little bit more Magic the Gathering Arena. So I'm going to show you a deck that I've been using the past few days. If you've noticed, we started off at Silver 4 a week and a half ago, and we managed to build our way all the way up to Mythic. However, I started plateauing a little bit because I just couldn't get from Diamond 1 all the way to Mythic up until yesterday, which is when I discovered this deck, which is the Jeskai Fire decks, which is what I want to show you today. And let me just have a look. This deck was created by Matt Dilks, who himself rose to Mythic 1 using this deck list. And basically, it's such a good deck to play at the moment because it counteracts every single deck in the meta. You have two Mystical Disputes just to get rid of the counterplays or just to get rid of the mirror matches. Teferi Time Raveler, something you need. Definitely Clarion. Extremely good against the Luris decks, against those early aggro decks. Elspeth Conquers Death brings back our stuff as well as exile their target permanent, so we're fighting another Fires of Invention. We'll be able to take them out. Time Waits, they're just for our board clear, although I might move that out for maybe... I might move this one out, actually. There probably are... Maybe Shadow the Sky will be a better one. Well, who knows. Cavalier of Flames is really good because of his haste, and Kenrid the Return King is such an amazing card. I might actually take out a Cavalier of Flames to get in another Kenrid because he seems to be such a win con. Cavalier of Flames, when he enters the field, you deal X damage to each opponent, depending on how many... Cavalier of Flames deals damage when he dies to an opponent and Planeswalkers, depending on how many lands there are inside your graveyard, but the real effect is when you place them down and you discard cards, and then you can draw that many cards, so that's your reset. Karuga is just something that just basically gets you more draw power when you need it, as long as being a 5/4, so you can use your Deafening Clarion to destroy the board while keeping him alive. What else is there? There's not much else I want to tell you about. The Sphinx of Foresight is kind of necessary just till you get the Scry 4 to get your Fires of Inventions out. But I'll show you a couple of games today to see what I mean. And hopefully we'll be able to learn a thing or two and just improve our game with it. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Of course the game is freezing. Go on. Go on, you mad thing. Okay, let's see our hand here. Fires of Invention, we want to keep this. Teferi, and a Deafening Clarion just in case he tries to play aggro. We have two Scrylands to reach an earlier play. Well, three Scrylands actually. We have our color coverage. This is a pretty decent hand to start off with. So let's see if we can do a Temple of Triumph. We don't need more land. Actually, the castle might be useful later on just in case we need more scrying. Okay, opponent is playing red-blue. Probably a counter deck. Get in there, Teferi, because we know he's going to counter something anyway. Okay. Get our lands. Fires of Invention. Just another one. We're going to bait out his counters using our Fires of Inventions. He doesn't have an Elspeth Conquers Death due to the amount of mana that he has. Okay, what are we going to do here? We are going to want to play this, enter it in tapped, force out one of his counters. Auto pay. What are you going to do? An opt. How quaint. Is he digging for a counterspell? Quench. There we go. That's one gone, okay. 6 cards left in hand, down to 5. 5 possible counter spells. Play our Triomine. Play our first Fires of Invention. Bait out another counter from the hand. Okay, not bad, not bad. There goes the second Quench. 2 Quenches left in his deck. Will he play a land this turn? If he does, then he only has 4 cards left in hand in order to do anything to us. Plays the Crackling Drake. Okay. This is good. He only has a red mana out. Okay, we're gonna play our Castle Vantress to the Fires of Invention. Auto pay this. No counters. Player Teferi. Bounce back to Drake. Even if he has a shock, he can't do it the next turn anyway. We're gonna want to play our Karuga next turn. Oh, a flying haste creature. There's the shock. 2 mana left. Yep, we're gonna want to play our Karuga just to get a little bit more draw power. Oof. Play the Clarion to the Karuga. Let's scry first to see what we can get. We don't want the island. What do we want to do here? We want to use our Castle of Ventress. Auto pay. We don't want Mystical Disputes. We don't want another castle. Okay. Hopefully, this will give us what we need. Come on, Cavalier. Mystical Dispute. Are you kidding me? Okay, we're gonna want to destroy this thing anyway. Because we don't want him drawing any more cards. Even if the lifelink is kind of useful, it's not worth giving him more draw power, especially when he can draw into more counter spells. I wonder why we couldn't play our Mystical Dispute there. Oh my god, so much fucking land. Attack Karuga. Will he block with the Drake? I don't think he will. He wants that Crackling Drake to just keep amping up in value. If we can get our Kenrit, that'd be ideal. Oof, an octopus. Winged Words to get more draw power. Oof. Okay, we got our Kenrit. He only has red mana left, so he can't do much about that. What do we want to do here? We're going to want to get some trample. Pay that. We're going to restore some of our life. And it's good game. Yeah, there is no way for him to come back from that. I say we mulligan for more land. Yep, this is a pretty decent hand to have. Sphinx of Foresight will help us get to our win con of the Fires of Invention. That didn't take too long. We don't need 2 Teferis. Cavalier? Cavalier is good, but we need a lot more. We need a land. And since we're on the play, not exactly the best time. Play the Steam Vents. 1, 2. Play our Scryland once we've drawn the Teferi. Use the Fabled Passage. And we're not actually going to crack it because we don't want to lose the Teferi. Opponent's playing Simic Flash. We are going to pass this. How will opponent play this? Gonna need that 4th land drop. Very cool. Play this. Crack this open for a blue source. Bait out the quench. Oh, he doesn't have anything in his hand. Okay. Even better. Even better. Brazen Borrower. He probably has a counterspell worth 3 mana now. The Hydrate. Okay. Perfect for us. Play our fires. Play our land. Then we'll play our Sphinx to get us to scry next turn. He's really digging deep into his deck here. He could play the Wolf. We can just Clarion out the Hydrate Kralis. I think next turn what we're going to do is we're going to try to play the Deafening Clarion, bounce back the Brine Cutter. Unless we get 2 Deafening Clarions, that'd be ideal. Will he flash in the Borrower? Ooh, flashing in the Fires of Invention. Doesn't matter too much to us then. Put in the fires. Auto pay this. Play in the Kenrit, because we're only gonna need a red source for this. Take in the red source. Use this. Do we risk it all? Play the Sphinx. We're not going to attack or anything else, because we can use the Clarion next turn. There's no need to risk losing the Kenrit. Good game. Oh, pressure. There's people watching me now. Thank you, Impulse Game Twitch people. Jeskai is one of the better ones to have. It's literally the most powerful deck at the moment because of this particular reason, Luris of the Dream Den. So we know that all his cards are going to be 2 or less, so he's not going to have a bunch of power plays that it's going to be able to take us out. Ideally, we want to keep down the Time Wipe, but I don't really want the Mystical Dispute or the Cavalier of Flames this early on in the game. So we're just going to mulligan this. We're going to keep this. Bring back the Mystical Dispute. We're gonna want to keep the Deafening Clarion just to board clear. You got this, we want wins. Oh yes, I can definitely do that. Oh, what deck is he playing now? Never seen this variation. Oh shit! Alright. So our opponent is playing a cycling deck with Luris. And what we want to do is we want to take out as much value as we can from his Stinger. Because the Stinger's going to keep ramping up. What we really don't want to see is his Flourishing Fox, who can be a little bit of a problem. But the one thing to note with this kind of deck is that it's very weak to board clear. There's literally nothing he can do if we manage to kill him, because the amount of value he gets from his deck is dependent solely on cycling. He could try to get us with the Sterling Development, but he won't be able to play that with this deck. I don't think he has blue. No, he doesn't. Okay. What do we want to do here? We're going to want to play our Castle Ventress, play out the Bronecrusher Giant to have some defense. He does have Go for Blood though, so he might be able to attack us here. But he's not going to want to risk losing. He won't risk losing his Rescuer. It gives him too much value. We're about to end this man's whole career. What do we want to do here? We're going to want to take out the Valiant Rescuer. And I'll tell you why we're going to do that. Because we're going to play our Castle Ventress into a Fires of Invention. Pay this. We don't want the Flourishing Fox to get too strong. So what we're going to do now is we're going to play our Sphinx. Next turn, or this turn rather, he's going to pump up his Fox and we're going to bounce it back with the Teferi. So he'll lose all of it and we'll still have lifelink to heal back the amount of life that we lose. Play Delirious. Come on. You bastard. It's not going to attack with that. Bounce this back. Okay. Scry 1. Ooh, that's amazing. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Play the Hollow Fountain. Enters in tapped. Play our Cavalier. We don't want to lose anything here. We have a really good hand. Play our Teferi. Bounce back the Fox.
Let's try this.
Pay our mana to get the haste. And what we're going to do is we're going to attack with the Sphinx of Foresight. And we're going to leave the Cavalier out to defend. Because we don't want the Human Soldier taking out the Teferi. Like, having him unable to play spells on our turn is just way too good. Oh wow. 2 people. I feel like a superstar. Will he play Delirious? If he does, then his whole game plan's gonna be ruined. Why is he only cycling now? He should have played down the Fox first, if he wants to get some value engine out of it. Does he have a card inside his deck? That's a board clear. Nice. Okay. We will not need that. Okay, let me think. Okay, we basically won. Play the Karuga with the alternate cost. Draw our cards. Very cool. Play the Deafening Clarion. Pump up with the Knight. 7, 13, 18. We'll heal back 18. He currently has... No, we won't. We heal back 21 because we just drew a mana source. And I think that's game. He doesn't have a board wipe on him. Unless he has Storm's Wrath, which is a 4-cost card, which he can't have because of Lyris. GG's. GG's. Oop. Deafening Clarion again. And that's the game. Yeah. That's to be expected. Deafening Clarion as a board wipe, Bonecrusher Giant as a responsive removal, Sphinx of Foresight for the Scry. We have 1 Scry land along with a Sphinx of Foresight. In total, we'll have 4 Scries in total, opponents going first, we're on the draw. Okay, I say we risk it. Unfortunate that we Scryed with like 6 last game, we still weren't able to get the combination that we needed. Oh, normal slideshow with the comments. Simic Flash, okay. Do we have all our colors? That we do. Play this into the Temple of Triumph. Don't need that. We don't have a lot of things to bait out his counters. That's very sad. Play this, interest tapped. We can play the Castle of Ventress for free next turn. Will he flash in? Timur Reclamation. Alright. He's not playing Simic Flash. I believe we can still win this. Play the Uro. We're not going to be greedy. Because he's either doing a growth spiral or he's doing a quench. Do we want to risk the quench and lose the fairy? Even if we lose the Teferi, it wouldn't be the end of the world, because then we'll have a free turn to play Sphinx next. I think it's worth the risk. Alright, Freak Man, let's see what you got. It's got the growth spiral.
Let's slow this down. Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
He has 3 cards in the discard. Play this, play the Sphinx. I think we need to start drawing. We need our fires. Damn it. Castle Ventress. He can deal 3 damage at the moment using Explosion. He's definitely digging for a Wilderness Reclamation. He has 3 cards in discard. He still needs another 3 in order to play the Uro. There it is! Will it be a Fires? It will not be a Fires. Do we want it? That's the question. I think this is going to be a good one because we're not going to be able to remove the Uro just yet. Play this. This will give us the Kenrit. Oof. Attack for 4 damages. Get the Kenrit out. Does he have a board wipe? See, there's one thing that that deck has. There's one weakness that it has, even though it's so good, is that it has no draw power. That's what I thought about it when I was playing the deck myself. It's a really good deck. It's a very fun deck to play. It's just, it has no way of restarting its engine. Oh yeah, I forgot Explosion lets you draw cards. Fuck! Okay, disregard what I just said. Okay. Play the Elspeth. To remove the Reclamation. Player Scryland. Come on, Fires. Or Cavalier.
Don't worry, I got this.
We do not want this land. We could cycle for it, but no reason to do so. Is the stream stuttering? Play the Karuga. Decide what to do afterwards. Play our Scry. Miska Dispute. Take the Mystical Dispute. What do I want to do here? I want to bounce back the Elspeth just in case he plays another Reclamation.
I've got you.
We want the Mystical Dispute. Attack with the Sphinx. And discard the Hallow Fountain along with the Steam Vents, because we have enough land now. We want to keep the Teferi. Oof! Alright. So much cycling. Okay. So definitely playing another Teferi next turn in order to get rid of that shark. Hopefully help us draw into the Fires of Invention to claim the victory. Uro. Force him to use his mana. He's not going to pay. Why aren't you paying?
Really should have seen that coming.
Play the Teferi. What counters do you have for me today? Thinking of playing Mystical Dispute. Resolve. Decline. And now we have our second Teferi. I swear to God, you have mystical dispute. Ugh! You don't want that just yet. Okay, we have the fires now. He has 4 cards left in hand. What do we want to do? Tree damage won't be enough to kill him. Play the time wipe. I say our best bet is just to wait this out. Because we want him to lose all his stuff first. We can deal 2 damage straight away using the Bone Crusher Giant. But would that be the best option? I say we might as well. That resolved pretty fucking quickly. Why would it resolve that quickly if not for the fact that it works? Okay, play your shark. Play our foundry. Play our giant. Essence scatter. Alright, we're gonna risk it. He only has 3 cards left. Don't counter, don't counter, don't counter, don't counter. I swear to God, I swear to God. Aha! He doesn't have a counter. Play the castle. No, no. This is it, boys. Destiny, draw out this Karuga. Scry one. Bone Crusher. That actually is something that we would like. Bait out the counter. Two damage. Use the castle. Pay the mana. More creatures is always nice. high level plays. Does he have removal? If he does, he'll be able to summon his Uro next turn and heal himself up. Okay. Looks like he's also grasping for straws here. Play the Reclamation, if you have it. Because I can't counter anymore. Actually, if he gets another explosion, he'll win the game. I think we countered... He used 1, 2... That's the second one, is it? Yeah, he has 2 more left in his deck. If he's able to play the explosion this turn, he'll win the game. Oof! GG's, GG's. Close match. Needed 1 more turn to win that. Hopefully that works. Gonna keep this. Fatal Passage for the blue. Keep the Sphinx. Never know when you need a time wipe. I do know for a fact that we're going to need the fires. Oh, spicy. Is he playing the same deck? Or Winota? Play out our fire source. Because if he does play... What is he playing? Is he playing our variation of Jeskai Fires, or is he playing Allied Friends? Okay, we got what we needed. Play Teferi. Do you have a counter spell in there? Dovin's Veto. He's definitely playing the Allied Fire step version. Play the Sphinx. Will you counter the Sphinx? You've already lost 4 life. So I'm assuming that you have a counter spell in there. Thirst for Meaning. What are you planning? Activate the Fabled Passage. Get a red source. Attack directly. Nothing to answer, no flashing. Play it safe. Play the Bone Crusher Giant. It's resolving pretty quickly, so I'm not too sure if he has a counter or not. If he does, he should play it now before the Bone Crusher Giant gets on the field. Does he have mass removal? Scorching Fire. Oof. Take the damage. Okay. He probably does have Winota. If he does have Winota, we have a Healing Hawk. An Elspeth. Perfect. Exactly what I needed. Played at the Teferi. Pump this up. Because I know for a fact that if he's playing Scorching Fire, we're gonna want him to scorch it on up without killing us. 3 left in the deck, assuming he's running a full playset. Possible damage of 9. The Narset would be ideal. Planar cleansing. Okay. Well then, in that case... what do we want to do? Play our Karuga. Bounce back to Karuga.
Here we go.
Cycle our land. Play our Stomp. Play our land. Gotta play it safe. I think we got this game in the bag. If he does play the planar cleansing, which he does, okay. And I believe that is not game just yet. Actually, that is game. GG's! Kate. KTYI. Okay. 2 Sphinx of Foresight against a Yorian deck. Yorian, we're going to have to be careful of Agent of Treacheries. I think we are going to keep this hand. Submit. Right, let's scry for our fires. What do we want to do here? We are going to want to keep the fires, Sacred Foundry for the 4th land. Yeah, I think this should be enough. Play our Triomi. Oof, Bertram Realtus. Okay, that's going to be able to block our Clarion when we get it. Opponent won't play anything, okay? I believe we're gonna go for our Island to the Ferry. Hopefully he doesn't have a counter. Even if he does, it's not the end of the world. We'll be able to play quite a lot with our Fires of Invention, so we can bait it out. Yeah. We'll remove this buddy.
I have a plan.
Oof! Shark Typhoonin'.
Only time will tell.
What else will you play? Nothing much there. Play the Fabled Passage. Activate. Get our planes. Play the Fire of Invention. I'm pretty sure we had a counterspell. He would have played it against the Fairy. Then we're going to play our Sphinx. How will the opponent respond to this? It's going to Brazen Borrower the Fires of Invention. I would have just Brazen Borrower the Sphinx of Foresight. Because that never prevents me from scrying. Unless he's trying to dig his way through to get a counterspell. could flash in the Brazen to respond to our threat. No, he's got to move in with the Yorian to respond to the threat. You must be desperate to be playing Yorian. How sad. Play our fires. Play our Temple of Epiphany. I think we're gonna keep the Giant. We're gonna play our second Sphinx. Because I know for certain he doesn't have a Shatter the Sky, otherwise he wouldn't play the Yorian. You can use the Castle to scry. Oh, would you look at that. Teferi. Do we want the Bone Crusher Giant? Because if we play the Giant, we can kill the token, we'll do 4 damage to him. I don't think this is the best king. We need to dig deeper. Play our Sphinx. Play our Karuga. Oh, isn't that fucking beautiful? Lose one of the Sphinx to trade. Because after this, we won't be able to do much. Six. One more mana and he can play as an Agent of Treachery. Will he play the Shatter the Sky? If we can get our Cavalier, that'd be the most ideal thing to happen. What will opponent do? Time Wipe. Okay, not bad. I swear, so much land here. Cavalier, exactly what we need. Play the Kenrid. Pump the Kenrid. Actually, draw the card. Play the card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful. Exactly what we needed. Now what are we gonna do? Pump this up. Attack. 13. Okay. Opponent has 7 health left. He has to play a board clear in order to finish us off. I don't think he'll play a board clear. If he does play the Brazen, we do have the Deafening Clarion in order to respond. Teferi. Okay.
Right on schedule. Don't worry, I got this.
We're gonna want some trample. See how our opponent responds to this. Yeah, knew he had a Shatter the Sky. Pump this up. Six damage, and that's game. Oh. Asatoraizuru. Gyruda. Spicy. Going to Mulligan. Keep. Put back the mountain, actually. We don't need it. How do we beat a Gyruda deck? Especially when he's on the draw. No, when he's on the play. Fuck, how do we beat him? Board wipe, definitely. It's a good thing we have our time wipe. Otherwise, this wouldn't have gone very well. Play the Scryland. Fires of Invention. Not bad. Getting one more land. I think we're basically guaranteed to win. Hopefully guaranteed to win, is what I should say. Play the Hallowed Fountain. He's got Tassa. He'll be able to play Gyruda in 2 turns. Just gonna do this to his face. You can play the Sphinx. I think a little bit more defense. He's choosing not to do that though. Oh, he is playing the Sphinx. Okay. He only needs one more land in order to call this a victory. We're gonna play our Castle Ventress into our Fires of Invention. Play our Sphinx of Foresight. I don't mind trading Sphinxes. It's the last land he needs, isn't it? This is all a big game of chicken right now. What will you bring in? The questing beast? What do I want to take out? I want to take out his questing beast. Second activation, the Gyruda. The Rhino. Two things we can do here. We can either play Karuga into Time Wipe, or play Time Wipe and Cavalier. I don't think we're going to survive another turn, so we're going to have to force his hand with the Time Wipe. Play the Cavalier. Lose the passage. Pump the Cavalier. Worst we can lose is 6 HP due to the Tassa. If he has another questing beast, that'd be game. But the chances of him drawing that questing beast with a second Gyruda. Does he have the second Gyruda? He does not. Protection from blue. We'll play this. Play our Sphinx. Play the Bone Crusher Giant. And that's a good game. Oh, beating Gyruda is a pain. Okay, so this is the part where I tell you about my final thoughts on the deck. And I have to tell you now, it is an amazing deck. Especially when you know whatever you're going against, because there's an answer for everything. There is Deafening Clarions to answer for the Lyris. There's Elspeth Conquers Dead for the mirror matches, and it gets your engine going again once you're basically done. Mystical Dispute is also a card that you think you wouldn't be using an awful lot, but when you're playing against Temur Reclamation, it's more than necessary, because usually they won't account for the fact that they need the extra 3 mana, so they'll go with everything. And even if they did, you'll have 2 of them on hand. So what you want to do, if you're against Temur Reclamation, is to play the Mystical Dispute as soon as possible, because we don't want them to be attacking our face. That's terrible. But if they manage to attack our face and draw cards, now that is lethal. We can still come back if they deal damage, but if they draw cards, Teferi, no need to explain anything. Teferi is just an amazing card. He's going to be rotated out sooner or later, but until then, I don't see any reason why people wouldn't be running him. But I might put in a Narset inside this deck simply because it prevents players from drawing their own cards. So we're against a mirror match and they play a Cavalier of Flames, or they try to play an Omen of the Sea. They won't be able to draw anything. And I think that might be a better choice than some of these. I don't know what I would take out though. Time Wipe is a one of, but it has won me games just solely because it was there. Play a Lyris, Time Wipe. They play Gyruda, Time Wipe. They play Winota, Time Wipe that shit, man. That's what you need. And I don't think anything else needs to be said about this deck. If you are looking to play high-ranking games, I don't think there's a lot of things that can counteract this deck, per se. If you are against a aggro deck, though, aggro decks might be able to answer this, but even then, if they wait too long, definitely Clarion them. If they wait too long, just play the Kenrit, get your life back, just be able to outvalue them and live long enough that you will outvalue them. If you manage to make it to turn 4 with a Fires of Invention and a couple of 5-drops inside your hand, you're basically sorted. And I think that is about it for my final thoughts on this. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave it a thumbs up and a like down there. If you have any comments on the deck or my playstyle or ways I can improve the video, please be sure to leave it in the comments below, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as I can. And until next time, everyone, I'll see you next time. Bye.